Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group A with presentation about our material of PROSE. My name is Laila Ayul Farikoh 057 and my friend Elok Maftuhah 061. Let's get started. Definition of prose. Prose is the form or technique of language that exhibits a natural flow of speech and grammatical structure. Novel, textbook, and newspaper article are all examples of prose. The word prose is frequently used in opposition to traditional poetry, which is language with a regular structure and a common unit of verse based on rhyme. Prose is a type of writing that is distinguished from poetry. It has a greater variety of rhythms and language that is more in line with a lexical meaning. The word prose comes from the Latin prose, which means to be frank. Genre of prose: fiction and non-fiction. The example of fiction is short story, legend, fairy tales letter, folk tales, memoirs, novel, fable, etc. The example of non-fiction is report, personal narrative, memoirs, letter, article, journal, and biographies. Element of prose: plot, character, setting, point of view, theme, and mood. Plot is the sequence of incident or event through which an author constructs a story. The plot is not merely the action itself, but the way the author arranges the action toward a specific end structure. Type of character: flat characters usually have one or two predominant traits. The character can be summed up in just a few lines. Round character: complex and many-faceted, have the qualities of real people. Static character: a character that remains essentially the same throughout.
3. Point of view. Point of view is simply who is telling the story. To determine, POF asks who is telling the story and how much do they know. Omniscient, POF, the story is told in third person by a narrator who has unlimited knowledge of events and characters. Third person limited, POF, the story is told in the third person but from the viewpoint of a character in the story. POF is limited to the character's perceptions and shows no direct knowledge of what other characters are thinking, feeling, or doing. 4. Setting. The setting of a story is its overall context where, when, and in what circumstance the action occurs. Setting as place, the physical environment where the story takes place. The description of the environment often points toward its importance. Setting aside includes time in all of its dimensions. To determine the importance, asks what was going on at the time. Setting as cultural context. Setting also involves the social circumstance of the time and place. Consider historical events and social and political issues of the time. 5. Theme. The theme of a piece of fiction is its controlling idea or its central insight. It is the unveiling the generalization about life state or implied by the story. 1. While theme is central to a story, it is not the whole purpose. The function of a literary writer is not to state them, but to show and describe it. 2. Theme does not equal moral lesson or message. And 6. Mood. The mood of the selections, the feeling the author creates using story details, setting, and the image.